Bula, Malo, Talofa, Halo, and Maori. So a warm welcome to all of you who are on this call for the Blue Economy ClimAccelerator in the Pacific Islands program information session. My name is Rashid Gauter, and I'm the associate for the Pacific Green Entrepreneurs Network program. So during this session, I will be taking you through the overview of GGGI and Blue Economy. And my colleague Joshua will explain to you about Blue Economy ClimAccelerator program and the program details and how to apply for the program. We also have here with us Esther Bates, who will be taking us through some of and responding to some of the questions on this call. So very quickly on the housekeeping, the session will run for 1 hour. So please mute your microphones when you're not talking. And if you'd like to ask a question, please type it in the chat box or you may raise your hand. The session will be recorded and it will be uploaded on the Blue Economy ClimAccelerator webpage. And in case if you have some technical issues, you may contact me on the email address that is stated here. So for those of you who may not know or heard of us, the Global Green Growth Institute is an international treaty-based organization based in Seoul, Korea, and we work to achieve a low-carbon resilient world through green economic growth that is inclusive and sustainable. Currently, we have 44 member countries across the world, which includes 5 in the Pacific region, and we have staff based in Fiji, Kiribati, PNG, Tonga, and Vanuatu. I also wanted to mention we would be having the 45th member on December 16th. So moving on to what is Blue Economy. So almost 98% of the Pacific region is ocean. And as a result, the ocean and its intensive resources are central to the lives and future prosperity of Pacific Island people. And thousands of coastal communities across the region rely on the ocean for their livelihoods and food security. We do know that the Pacific Island countries have been impacted by the effects of climate change, which is why it is so important for us to support and strengthen innovation across the region, particularly in the blue economy sector. So coming back to what is blue economy, basically it refers to economic activity related to the ocean and sustainability of ocean resources, which supports the growth of maritime activities such as fisheries, aquaculture, blue bioeconomy, coastal and maritime tourism, desalinization, renewable energy. Under renewable energy, we're covering offshore, coastal and marine, also maritime transport and infrastructure, ports, waste disposal management, coastal resilience and protection. Under that, we cover sustainable tourism infrastructure, fuels, and carbon saturation, and then any other climate positive activities in the blue economy. So now I'd like to hand it over to Joshua, who would be taking you through to the rest of the presentation. Thank you. Over to you, Josh.
Thank you, Roshika. Thank you so much for that introduction. Mbula vinaka once again, colleagues from Fiji as well as from other Pacific Island neighbors. I believe there's a few from PNG. I can notice one from Kiribati, Mbula vinaka, Maori, Malolele, Talofalava. Thank you for joining in. So just carrying on from what Roshika had introduced, for the first time in the Pacific, we're having a Blue Economy Climate Accelerator. Okay, this is a free virtual program of training, mentoring, knowledge sharing, and linking you to investors. This is very designed to support you participants to build a viable business plan. Okay, as part of this program, it is made up of 4 major components. Okay, and the first one that you're seeing there are boot camps and learning sessions. Okay, this basically refers to the weekly online training sessions that will be done virtually. Okay, and this will be done virtually. It will help you in. It will help you um, to further refine and develop, firstly, your unique selling proposition, or what is also known as the unique value proposition. Secondly, is also look at how you're able to identify and strategically identify your target market, or what is also known as customer segments. And also, it is during these weekly online training sessions, it also helps you entrepreneurs to translate your business plans into concrete value proposition. What makes you different? What makes you different as a business that works around the blue economy space in those industries or sectors that has been introduced by Rashika? What makes you different from your other competitors as well? And that's your unique value proposition. Well, in addition to this series of, we'll also have once a month a virtual networking sessions whereby we get experts to also come and speak on the blue economy and specifically for specific industries as well. Okay, so that if they come and share insights, maybe they come and share some information, some key data analytics, okay, where you're able to learn from them as well as you're able to get insights on how to run a successful business that operates around the blue economy. So that's the first aspect, okay, the boot camp. Okay, it's done on a weekly basis. Secondly, is the mentorship program. Okay, so during the duration of the program, okay, there'll be mentoring that will be also provided to participants who are successfully selected. Okay, so for that each selected enterprise, okay, you'll be assigned a mentor during the duration, and that mentor will guide you, provide assistance, support, provide insights, knowledge, okay, and also able to connect you with other experts within the industry that you operate in. So that's the second component, okay, that mentoring program. The third component is, as part of this ClimAccelerator, is, I believe for all of us, it's funding is always one of the key things, component of part of a business. So as part of this, we're also looking at linking you to the market, but especially to investors who may give out grant or funding or may be willing to invest in your business. Okay, so linking you to them as well. And so that after this program finishes, it goes beyond that. They're able to access funding as well. And this creates that network, because this is the first in the Pacific where you're able to get all these enterprises. They come onto a network of platform where they're able to share ideas. Okay, they're able to share ideas and they're able to glean from each other. Okay, so this provides an opportunity for you to connect with like-minded entrepreneurs. Also, you're able to get your business, your product, your service known out there and provide that awareness. Yeah, so as part of this linking you to investors, so how are we going to do it? Okay, so that's where we're also at the end of the program, we're also going to be having what we call a demo day, where you, as an entrepreneur, you're provided an opportunity to showcase your products or services to potential funders, financiers, to potential investors from around the Pacific as well. Okay, so that's all part of this program. That's the third component. Okay, market investor linkages. The fourth component is, I believe, very important, is grant funding. At the end of this program, you will be invited to submit a business plan or a business proposal. Okay, now during the program, you should be already thinking about it. Okay, while you're going through the sessions, while you're going through the mentoring sessions, you should be already putting your business plan together or your business proposal. And at the end of the program, this will be submitted and it will be assessed against certain criteria that we will go through further on in my slides. Okay, now the question is how much Okay, so I believe you've read it in the in the postcards or in the guidelines. So for each grant amounts will be awarded according to each enterprise between 5,000 to 10,000 euros. Okay, and it is for implementing what you have put in your proposal or in your business plan. So, the first climate accelerator for the Pacific on the blue economy, 4 components, your weekly boot camps and learning sessions that will be done on a monthly basis, the mentoring program that will be continuous during the duration of the program. At the end of the program, two things will happen. You'll have a demo day, you'll be able to showcase your products and services, and also linking you to potential investors and financiers as well for your business. Okay, now, since you've known these are the 4 major components, okay, now when does it start? How will it roll out the program? Okay, the duration. So as you know, from November last month, we already put out applications, and it will be online till the December 16th, where we will close down applications. Okay, from December 16th, during the Christmas break, our team will be working on vetting your applications, looking at which ones are more realistic, more relevant, as well towards what we're trying to achieve. Okay, come next year, within the first week or push on within the second week of January, we'll be advising and notifying the successful applicants. Okay, then from end of January till end of March, okay, that is when we'll start the virtual training sessions, or what we'll known as the boot camps. That is what we're calling boot camps, those virtual weekly sessions. Also the learning sessions, where we'll be getting in experts to come and talk, share insights. Okay, we'll also be, during that January to March, we'll be having mentoring program, where you will assign you to a mentor to be guiding you, providing advice for your business, as well as at the end of March. Okay, see that Jan to March, it's a very short time. So during the program, you should be already putting together a funding proposal or a business plan that you'll submit at the end of March. Okay, now, when you provide us with a funding proposal, your business plan, and then we will assess it according to certain criteria. And then in April as well, while we're vetting and assessing those criteria, once we come up with the final outcome of who has been successful in to be awarded the grant funding, then we will have a demo day, okay, to showcase your products and services, link you to investors, but as well as in April, announce the winners of the grant, okay, who has been successfully awarded to. Okay, that's the month of April, and in May is the month where we'll make grant disbursements. Okay, so for you, okay, being part of this information session, key is make sure you submit your application, which is done online by December 16th, and by second week of January, we will notify you if you've been successfully selected. By end of Jan to March, that is when we'll go through the bootcamp sessions, the learning sessions, the mentoring program, and during the process, by end of March, you should be submitting your business plan or funding proposal. In April, we'll be having those demo days, linking you to investors, okay, as well as you showcasing your products and services, and announcement of the grant awards. May is disbursement of those grant awards. Okay, if you have any questions, please do put down on the chat, and then we'll get to it at the end of this presentation. Now, who are we looking for? Okay, that is very key. Who are we looking for? So we're looking for the enterprise, okay, an entrepreneur, an enterprise that is looking at creating positive climate change, environmental impact through the products or the service that you offer. Okay, we're also looking at enterprises where the way they operate or the processes that they use is climate friendly, environmental friendly, and um, and very importantly, it is ocean friendly as well. Okay, for you as an entrepreneur, as an enterprise, okay, somebody who's eager to learn, very dedicated and passionate about what you are aiming and wanting to achieve in reducing the impact of climate change, but very importantly, um, ensuring that there is sustainable ocean economy for us in the Pacific. You should be at least operating less than 5 years. You're very innovative, unique in some ways. You want to learn, that's key. Okay, you want to learn to build on what you already have so that it becomes more sustainable and maximize your chances of success. We're looking for those that are in the early stages of operations. For those that are in the early stage of operations, maybe startups, okay, but you have already have a proof of concept that it can actually work. Very important, since this will be all done virtually, okay, so your access to a laptop or a tablet with good internet connectivity and committed to a 5 months program from Jan right up to May, and as well as for the benefit of everybody, okay, you're comfortable with the English language, okay, reading, writing as well. So please, I encourage you to apply. Okay, encourage you. You can apply as a team as well in the application forms where you can have at least 3 people or your 3 co-founders apply as being part of a team. We also encourage the women-owned businesses, women-focused businesses, and youth businesses or enterprises to apply. So please take the plunge, okay, and we hope to see your applications within the next couple of days. So eligibility criteria, that's who are we looking for. Now, what am I eligible for this? First and foremost, you should be a resident, okay, of one of the following countries: Fiji, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, Nauru, Niue, PNG, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tokelau, Tonga, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, Wallis, and Futuna. That's about 12 or 13 countries in the Pacific. That's one. You have to be a resident from one of those countries. Secondly, your enterprise, okay, must be legally registered to operate as one, either as a for-profit business, which means either a sole trader, partnership, okay, or a private limited company, for-profit business, or you should be legally registered as a CSO, which is a civil society organization working with communities, or as an NGO, or as a group of people with common interest, which is known as a cooperative, or as a trust. Okay, so you should be legally registered as one of those enterprises in one of the countries that are listed above. Okay, now, blue economy, as mentioned, highlighted by Roshika, these are the main areas or main industries or main sectors or main operations, okay, that we're looking at for businesses that are in these sectors or industry within the blue economy. One is fisheries. Second is aquaculture. Thirdly, coastal and maritime tourism. Okay, desalination, you're into renewable marine energy, maritime transport and infrastructure. If you're also into waste disposal management, coastal resilience and protection, for example, those that are into sustainable tourism infrastructure, seawalls, carbon sequestration. Okay, so along these lines, along these industry sectors or business types within the blue economy. Okay, if you're not sure, but you operate within this space and the enterprise that you run, operate, and manage also leads to positive impact to the ocean or to the maritime, please do apply as well. And list and in the application forms, you can put down, you can identify which one closely relates to your enterprise. Okay, and lastly, of course, is that the lead applicant has to be over 18 years and over. Moving on. Okay, so once you apply, okay, once you apply by the 16th of December, okay, then it comes to the team where we do the vetting and you're successfully selected. Okay, and by the last week of Jan, we're looking at to start the program, Jan to March. Okay, during that almost 3 months. At the end of it, you should be submitting a proposal or a business plan. Okay, now when you submit that to the facilitators, the organizers, okay, now then we will have to assess your proposal, okay, your proposal or your business plan. And how are we going to do that? These are the four main quadrants that we'll be using. Okay, first is climate impact. How your enterprise, your business, okay, creates a positive impact to climate, tries to mitigate the impact of climate change, especially for our oceans, and leads to its more sustainable sustainability. That's one, climate impact. Secondly is we look at your business, okay, the potential for it to grow, because we want to support and work with businesses, and especially with entrepreneurs, with managers, okay, that are ambitious and looking forward to scale up their innovative ideas and create inclusive jobs. Okay, so while you make money, you have an impact on people around you, as well, especially on the sustainability of our oceans. Thirdly is entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, entrepreneurial mindset. We want people who are passionate, eager to learn. They want to build networks. That's another key value that you'll get out from this program. And they're willing to share. Okay, they're willing to learn, to make a positive difference in their community, in the Pacific, in the world around us. Okay, and I believe one of the key things of being having an entrepreneurial mindset is these three things that I always keep in mind: is to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. Okay, as being an entrepreneur. And lastly is social inclusion. Okay, as you put in your proposal, your business plan at the end of the duration of the program, okay, we're looking at social inclusion as well, whereby the proposal will include women, youth, and also the vulnerable groups of our community. Shows us how you are supporting women, youth, people with disabilities, and those that are out in the remote areas, okay, especially in the maritime. Okay, how your business plan or business proposal will assist them as well in this. So what I want to stress here is that please make it easy for us, okay, to see that your business has a positive impact to the communities which you serve, as well as especially to our oceans sustainability and its resources. Okay, and you know what we're looking for the assessment of your business plan proposal is the problem that you're trying to solve. Okay, that has to be very clear, because once you're clear on identifying that problem, it will also help you a lot to identify the root, the solution to solve the root cause of those problems. Okay, so once again, we hope to see your applications, and at the end, for those that are successfully selected, to be able to go through your business plan, your business proposal. Okay, so how do you apply? Okay, so how do you apply? Right, so I believe this is all done online, okay, through a Google form. Okay, the link is there on the slides, and I believe I can ask Rushika or Esther to put it up on the chat box. Okay, those that you applied online. Okay, for specific details on what is it about, what are the program details, you can access it on the Pacific Greenpreneurs website. Okay, your link will also be provided for you. Okay, and you may be having some questions or things that you might not be sure about, and there are also guidelines, okay, that have been compiled together and is also part of is also included in the website as well. Okay, once again, it's Google Forms applied online. So there are key things that you need to prepare beforehand, okay, for you before you actually apply. Okay, you are also able, once you go into the website for Pacific Greenpreneurs, you go into the portal for Blue Economy Climate Accelerator. You'll be also able, at the bottom, you'll be also able to access the application form offline. Okay, I believe there's a application form that you're able to go through the questions, prepare for it. So when it's time for you to go and apply online, you already have the required documents ready, and it has there's a smooth process to you in applying as well. Okay. So next is application forms, tips, things that you need to keep in mind. Okay, lead applicant, your email, I believe at the beginning there's it asks for your email, so you must complete the form, and please, your email is very important with that to get back to you. Okay, review the application guidelines beforehand. Review, as part of that, there are also certain documentation that you need to prepare. On top of my head, first and foremost is the registration for your enterprise, whether it's a business registration, whether it's a registered trust deed, whether you're registered as a charitable trust, or your cooperative certificate. Okay, all that you have to prepare as well. The CVs for the lead applicant and also for the team that you're applying with. Those are some of the key documentation that you'll have to prepare. But go through the guidelines, it will outline to you on that. Please, the partially filled forms, okay? Please fill it fully. That's why we've provided the offline form where you're able to get the questions before and prepare before actually going through the process. Okay, be concise but specific with answers. So that's one of the key things when we're going through vetting through applications, okay? Because we'll be receiving 30, 40, 50 applications. Okay, and it's a headache when we have to read through long paragraphs where it's beating around the bush. So please keep it simple, keep it specific and very concise. So for each, there are questions where you have to write up words, essays or paragraphs, not essays, paragraphs. There are limited number of characters that are part of it. Okay, the limited number of characters, words that you can, the number of words. So please be mindful of that. It will be stated with a question as well. Yes, prepare your answers beforehand. That keeps it busy. Now keep in mind, right? We don't expect you to have all the answers. Okay, so be yourself. Okay, we don't expect you to know everything. So for some of the answers that might be confusing or that you might not be aware of, okay, please go through the links of information that are part of it. There are few ones that might be confusing. Okay, if you're not sure, please email. There's an email that is you can email us on the Gmail. Email us back on that, and we might be able to help you. But if you don't know, please just stick which one closely relates to your business. Okay, now take advantage of the optional sections, and also after you've submitted your application, you can edit it later as long as you're editing it before the deadline, 16th September. Okay, what are some of the documents that are needed for application? As I've mentioned earlier, the lead applicant proof of residency, which is your passport biodata, voter registration for us in Fiji, national ID as well for other Pacific Island brothers and sisters, your driver's license, maybe your permit or visa, your tenancy agreement or bills to confirm that you reside in Fiji, you reside in Tonga, Samoa, and the other 12 Pacific Island countries. Also, we would like to see the legal registration or incorporation document, okay, that confirms that you are legally registered in the country that you reside in. Lastly is your CVs. Okay, these are the CVs for the team, which includes the lead applicant who's applying, as well as the co-founders of the business as well. Okay, optional, if you already have a business pitch deck, or you already have an online demo, or a pamphlet showing your product or service, or a photo, okay, there's a question in there which states for you to upload that as well. Okay, if you have it on a YouTube video, you can just get the video link or the URL from there and paste it onto that, when you're responding to that. or if you have a picture of it or a photo of it, or you have a pamphlet, okay, you can also upload it onto that specific question. So those are the documents that is needed for application. Okay, so that's a bit about for now. Those are the details of Pacific Greenpreneurs. That's the email address that is there, pacificgreenpreneurs@gmail.com. If you have any questions, please do drop in your questions, email it over to us, and keep in touch with us through that as well. So for now, yes, are there any questions? I believe there's a couple that are in the chat box as well. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Joshua. I think you did a wonderful job there. So I think we do have a couple of questions in the chat. Perhaps we could start with, and then we could also cover a couple of FAQs if it's not covered. Hello, I should just briefly introduce myself first. For those who don't know me, my name is Esther Bates. I'm the project manager of the Pacific Green Entrepreneurs Network, and also very glad to be working on this Blue Economy ClimAccelerator program. And thank you, Josh, for outlining the program very well. So I think for the first question, I think is from Sharon. The current greenpreneurs on the incubator program, are they eligible to apply? I would say, I can quickly say yes, absolutely. As long as you meet the eligibility criteria that Josh has mentioned, the 4 points. So as long as you're a resident of one of the 13 countries that's there, as long as you're over 18, you're legally registered as one of those types of entities, and you're working in one of those many areas there: fisheries, aquaculture, maritime transport, infrastructure, etc. And then just make sure that you tell us in your application how you are making climate impact and those four criteria, assessment criteria that Josh mentioned. I hope that's clear. There was a question, I'm sorry if I pronounced some of the names incorrectly, do apologize. Kirua, I tried to fill in the application form, but I could not proceed to the second page. So I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble with the page. We are receiving applications already, so I think it is working. Perhaps on the first page, you do need to make sure you complete. Most of the questions are mandatory. So if you see an asterisk, there is a mandatory question. So it might just be that you've maybe missed out ticking a checkbox or answering something. On the first question, we do ask you to confirm that you've read the guidelines. So you do need to tick a checkbox, so that potentially could be it. But do let us know. You can email us on that pacificgreenpreneurs@gmail.com as well.
Thank you very much, Esther.
Great, no worries. Kindly requesting a copy of the PowerPoint. Yes, we can certainly send out to all those who are attending. We can send out the slides. And I know there was also a question from, I think, from Martha about the the offline application form. We can also send that as well. Okay, the question: 2 separate applications if I have 2 enterprises. Perhaps, Josh, would you like to answer that first, or would you like me to?
Thank you, Esther. I'll give it a try. So, yeah, if you have 2 enterprises, there have to be 2 separate applications. But remember, okay, to be fair on others as well, is that you can only participate under 1 enterprise. Okay, you can participate only under one enterprise. So just be mindful of that, as well as the enterprise that gives you more, that gives you more advantage to be able to get through to the program. I hope that's fine, Esther.
Thanks, Josh. Yes, I think that's a good explanation. Yes, we can accept multiple, but yeah, you can only, not compete. You can only participate as one. Yeah. Great. So Max is saying accelerator program falls within the same timelines. If both applications are successful, any suggestions for overcoming timing clash? Yeah, that's a very good question, Max. I think we'll have to really consider, I think you'll have to also consider whether, is one a preference over the other, or whether you feel like you're actually able to participate in both at the same time. So just for others who may not be aware, the accelerator program he's talking about is the Pacific Greenpreneurs Accelerator Program, which is has a slightly different coverage, whereas this one is focused on the blue economy and open to 13 countries. With the accelerator program that we run under the Pacific Greenpreneurs Program is aimed at it's not sector specific, however, it's only open to a smaller number of countries. So they are running at similar times. I think my feeling is we'll just have to sort of see what you feel you can, manage with time commitment. Josh, I'd also like to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, thank you, Esther. Well, like the question from Max, likewise for us, it's our commitment as well, because we're organizing and facilitating both of sessions. We'll make sure that it doesn't clash, the timings, as well as the work for us. So same thing for you as well, for those that would be selected for the accelerator program, just making sure that the timing, the sessions, since all will be done virtually, from our side as well, we'll make sure that the sessions, the virtual sessions doesn't fall on the same timing as well. So I hope that makes sense, Max. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. I wonder if I missed any. I didn't see any other questions, but I could have missed any. So I don't know if anyone wants to either type other questions in the chat, or you could also raise your hand and ask a question if you like. While we're waiting, I should also just mention that we are planning to have, because we know that we've just, thank you for your interest and appreciate that you could all join us. We only launched the program a couple of days ago, so we know it's a very, very quick turnaround to have an info session, but we really wanted to sort of capture the energy and excitement of the launch. And what we do plan to have is a second information session where we can kind of go into more detail about the application form, because we understand there are some, as Josh alluded to a bit earlier, some of the questions might need a bit of explanation, but we didn't want to, while it's still new, and we wanted to give a proper time to allow questions from you guys. So we will organize another session. We'll provide the information to all of you on the date, but yeah, actually, if you have questions on the form, although if you already have questions on the form, you can feel free to ask them now as well. Thank you. So Rashika has mentioned to me it's on the 13th of December will be the second information session. Great. Were there any questions? I don't see any hands up. We have a bit of time, so maybe Josh, do you want to take us through? Okay, sorry, I see one question from Martha, and if we don't have any others, maybe Josh, could you take us through a few of those FAQs that we prepared? Great. So Martha's asking, can the grant fund ice machines for the fishermen? Well, I think, Martha, my feeling is it depends on how your business proposal is put together, but certainly if you're, certainly fishermen would be within the blue sector for sure. So I think it's all depending on how you sort of describe the problem, the solution, how the ice machine is going to, make a difference. And yeah, that's my feeling. And just handing over to Josh to add something to that.
Yeah, add on to what Esther said, it's how you justify, regarding that ice machines, how it impacts the fishermen, how it impacts the standard of living, how it also impacts on their life, also on like when you mentioned ice machines, how is it climate friendly as well, whether it's solar powered, it's how you justify it. So yes, but it comes down to how you justify your proposal as well for getting an ice machine. So, shall we go on to the FAQs, Esther? Yep. Okay, so just a bit on some, you might be asking these questions, or this might pop up later as you go through the application forms. Do I have to pay for the program? No. Okay, it's free and it's virtual. Now, what we need from you is this. We need your time. That's one. Okay, your time to attending those weekly virtual sessions, as well as having those sessions with your mentors, your commitment to it as well, putting in the time, the hours, the energy in putting together your business plan and proposals during the duration of the program. Okay, and since it's done virtually, okay, it's also very important that you have a laptop, a tablet that is easy for you to attend your sessions virtually, as well as making sure that during those weekly virtual sessions or those mentoring sessions that will be done virtually, you have good internet connectivity. Okay, so that are the four main things that we'll need from you if you are successfully selected to be part of the first ever accelerator program for blue economy in the Pacific. Secondly is at the end of the program, I'm successfully selected. I go through the from January to March program. So how do I access the grant funding? Okay, first is you have to firstly attend those weekly virtual boot camps and mentoring sessions. It's from Jan to March. And then at the end of March, make sure that you submit a business plan for a funding proposal. Okay, and once you submit that, it goes through an assessment. Okay, and there's certain criteria that it is assessed against. The four broad ones that I've mentioned earlier, which is climate impact, ocean sustainability, entrepreneurial mindset, social inclusion, as well as, and there's the fourth one for it as well, growth, business growth. And then after we assess that through that criteria, then based on that, then we'll give out the grant amount ranging from 5,000 to 10,000 euros. And this will be done over what we call the demo day, on that day where you come link to investors, you have your showcase your product services, but also we'll be announcing the winners. Okay. Well, coming back to this, how do I know if my enterprise is part of the blue economy? Okay, so have a look at those. There's about, I believe, more than 10 types of industries which operate within the blue economy. So the ones that are closely related to your business. Okay, some of you might be operating in 2 or 3, it overlaps, but the ones which is much more applicable to your business, please choose that one in the application form. So what type of organizations can apply? Okay, these are organizations. Another word that I'm using is enterprises. Okay, so I'll be using interchangeably as well, as long as they're operating in one of those countries. Okay, one of those 13 Pacific Island countries. They work within the blue sector, the blue industries. Okay, which I mentioned in my earlier slide, and one, they are either for-profit business where they are registered legally. Okay, as a sole trader or a partnership or a private limited company. Okay, that's for profit business, but also if there are other CSOs or civil society organizations that work in the blue economy space, and they're legally registered, we also accept applications from organizations that are NGOs, or they are cooperatives, or they operate as a trust. Okay, so those are some of the key FAQs, and there are others which you can go through as well in the website for this Blue Economic Climate Accelerator. There's a question there from Sarah Masi Latianara Mbula. I'm running a small natural food online business by providing food materials They derive both from sea and land. I'm working on trying to reduce NCD in Fiji and region. Can I apply for this grant too? Sarah from Nandi. Okay, Bula, I'm running a small natural food online business providing food materials that derive both from sea and land. When you say food materials, yeah, is it you're selling food, seafood? Yeah. Well, so to yeah, and Esther can elaborate more on this. Selling seafood, fish, etc. So it depends on how you justify your application. Okay, when you put in your application form, okay, the certain criteria. How does it lead to sustainability within the ocean? Okay, for the sea. Okay, how does it assist? Maybe you're buying it from fishermen or from the women or from the villages. Okay, that how do you justify that as well when you're putting it through your application? Okay, that will be my point on that. Okay, the impact on the people, the fishermen, as well as how does it impact as well the ocean from where you are sourcing your seafood from. Esther, would like to add more on that?
Yeah, thanks, Josh, and I agree. And thanks, Sarah, for the question. I agree. I mean, from the eligibility, it sounds like you would be eligible with working in basically related to fisheries, right? So seafood and aquaculture. But yeah, it's how you justify and according to the assessment criteria. So particularly on the climate impact and environmental impact, like Josh has just said about sustainability of oceans. Are you sourcing sustainably? Are you, are you making sure it's sort of regenerative in some way? That would be important for us to see. Or yeah, maybe it's about the communities that you're working with to obtain it. So yeah, I think it's certainly it depends on how we word the application. So as Josh has said before, try to make it as clear for us, how you're addressing these assessment criteria, so that we can easily say that, oh yes, we can score you on those criteria well.
Thank you, Sarah. Any more questions? Any other questions? And also keep in mind, all information that is shared through the application forms online, it is kept confidential. Have a read through the confidentiality clause on information that is shared on the application form. And it is not disclosed to any third party. It is within I believe for GGGI as well as our partners that we're working together with in this program. So for your business ideas and what you're sharing, it is kept confidential as well within us. Any other questions? Okay, I hope you've the things that I've shared today from Esther and Roshika, that you've become more clearer in applying for the Blue Economy ClimAccelerator. Okay, so make sure you apply before the 16th of December. If you have any questions, please email us or drop us a message on our Facebook page as well. Yeah, I give this time to Esther or Roshika if they have anything else they would like to add on. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Josh. I just, unless there's any other last questions or raised hands that I see, we'll wrap up. But yeah, thank you so much for taking for many of us, it's probably lunchtime. So thank you for taking out your lunchtime to join us. I hope you're as excited as we are about this program. And yeah, thank you, Josh, for providing a great overview of the program. So I just want to say thank you, well, first to Josh and to Rashika, who've been doing a great job working on putting all this together. I'd also like to, of course, thank our wonderful partner and funding partner, EIT Climate Kick, and particularly the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Ireland, Irish Aid, who are providing the funding for this. So we're really grateful and excited to be working with them on this initiative. Yeah, so before we go, thank you, Josh has just reminded me, if we've got the bandwidth, we'd love to take a group picture. So just as if we could ask everyone to briefly turn on your videos, if that is possible, and we'll just take a quick snip. And like we said, we'll have another info session while you guys are bringing on the screens. I see everyone's switching the screens on, which is great. We'll be having another info session to go in more detail about some questions about how to fill the form in case you have questions. And yeah, if you're getting stuck on certain things, please reach out to us via email, pacificgreenpreneurs@gmail.com. Great. I think we're going to be taking some lovely snips, lovely photos. Just bear with us a couple of seconds. Smile, everybody. Great. And yeah, we're looking forward to some really great applications. Show us, show us what your great innovations and great ideas. We're really excited to hear from you. Yeah, and I guess with that, I'll say Vinaka Vakalevu, because I'm based in Fiji, but also Kamrambwa. Thank you, Tumas. Thank you, True. And I'm not sure which countries I'm missing, probably many, but thank you for joining us. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Malo.